It was that Gaza excitement about having a player like Wayne playing for England.
You see things that they do and, you know, you're amazed by what they do.
The power of Wayne Rooney and his mentality and his strength.
I believe that was the best player in the world.
But look at the control from Rooney.
For me, he was born to play football. He runs a lot, he fights a lot, he sacrifices a lot, he scores goals, he makes beautiful assists.
They couldn't handle him. They could not handle him.
Without doubt, one of England's best. One of England's best.
Well, he does everything for football. He is football.
Every generation has one player who doesn't just play the game, the guy who fights for it.
Intelligent, quick reaction, good with running with the ball, moves forward quickly, and of course is very accurate in front of goal.
Bleeding knees, clenched fists, dirt under his nails. And for England, that player was Wayne Rooney. He was the last of his kind, a footballer born before academies sanitized the game, before data replaced instincts. He played like he was still on the streets, chasing a ball that meant everything to him. And for a while, he was unstoppable, England's golden hope, Manchester United's heartbeat, the boy who was supposed to carry an entire nation on his back. But genius comes at a cost, and for Rooney, that cost was everything he gave and everything he lost. Born in Liverpool in 1985, in the working-class district of Croxteth, a place that taught toughness before technique. There, football wasn't training drills, it was survival. From the moment he could walk, Rooney kicked the ball. By 9, Everton had already signed him to their youth academy. By 16, he was playing Premier League football. And not just playing, even from a young age, he was dominating. In October of 2002, it was Everton versus Arsenal, and a 16-year-old Wayne Rooney stepped onto the pitch. He was fearless, and he was facing a Gunners team that was unbeaten at the time. And then, a moment of magic came up. He cut inside, he smashed the 25-yard strike off the crossbar, and it went in. Clive Tildesley on commentary still echoes till this day. And he said,
"Remember the name, Wayne Rooney!"
The youngest Premier League goal scorer in history had arrived. He was aggressive, he was relentless, and he was afraid of nobody. He wasn't polished, he was primal, he was something that we haven't seen in years. And England fell in love with him instantly. Then, 2 years later at Euro 2004, Rooney was only 18, but he played like a veteran in the team. He got 4 goals in 4 games. He made fearless runs, he had thunderous strikes, and he had raw power, the kind that every defender hated coming up against.
Rooney scores! Rooney shot! He's got it!
And he tore through defenses like a wrecking ball in boots. Even Cristiano Ronaldo, his future teammate, said he was the toughest opponent that I'd ever faced. England looked unstoppable until Rooney fractured his metatarsal against Portugal. Their campaign then died on that same day as he limped off. And with that, the pressure, well, on him, it just doubled. Rooney wasn't just a footballer anymore. He was now a nation's savior, and he looked like the reason why England fell off in the tournament. Then, in 2004, Manchester United signed him for £27 million, which was a record fee for a teenager. It was definitely a gamble, but later it became an absolute bargain. On his debut in the Champions League, he scored a hat-trick against Fenerbahce. No nerves, no hesitation, just pure instinct, the kind that we judge strikers on. And Old Trafford, they roared. That night, the legend of Rooney truly began.
You looked at him, you knew he wanted to succeed. He wanted to destroy everything that was in front of him.
He had a football brain, understood the game, quick. Like quicker than people ever will give him credit for.
Under Sir Alex Ferguson, Rooney became a monster. He wasn't built like a striker. He was stocky, he was broad, and he was wild. But he played like one possessed. He pressed everything. He tackled everyone. He created so many chances, and he scored when the opportunity came his way.
For the Premier League, probably one of the best players that ever played here in this country.
Wayne Rooney
doesn't or didn't care about who was playing against him. When he was playing, he was in a survival mode. You know, I'm here to stay. You know, you're gonna like me the way I am.
There's nothing that man couldn't do. Wayne could score goals, was stronger than most, was rapid, would tackle.
Whatever the team needed, he could give. And between the years of 2006 and 2013, Rooney formed some of the most deadliest partnerships in footballing history. Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo formed one of the deadliest partnerships in the football, and we still talk about it till this day.
Power of Wayne Rooney is his mentality and his strength, and he never stopped. He's a fantastic team player, and he scores goals. We win every trophies, the league, Carling Cup, the Champions League. Inside the pitch, we are like a team. He's a fantastic boy and he helped me a lot.
Rooney was the chaos, while Ronaldo was the elegance. Together, they terrorized defenders. 2007-08 was the peak.
Perfect ball to pick him out. Oh, normal services resume. Manchester United are back among the goals.
For Rooney. Towards Ronaldo. They have got 2 goals against the Mourinho team.
Where United won the Premier League and the Champions League. Rooney's engine never stopped that entire season. He played fullback, he played striker, he played midfield, he played as a winger. He was box to box no matter where. But even then, he was paying the price. Rooney never took care of his body like modern players do. He played through so many injuries, he had to fight through fatigue, he sacrificed himself for the team, and he wasn't obsessed with image. He was obsessed with winning. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to win and also enjoy the beautiful game.
What are Wayne's great strengths? Enormous professionalism on the field of play for the job that he's being asked to do. Whatever job you give him, he's going to really try and do that job as you and the team want it to be done. And you know, not all star players give you that.
And yet behind the glory, that's when the cracks began to show. Off the pitch, he was under constant scrutiny, the tabloids stalking his every move, since he was the golden boy in England at the time. Scandals splashed across every headline. He wasn't polished like David Beckham or Ronaldo. He was one of the people. He was flawed, he was human, and he was real.
For 5 years, for 10 years, like Wayne Rooney has done it, it's not easy. It's pressure every day. Playing for big team every day. When he played with Cristiano, all the work was done by Wayne Rooney. But he didn't get the credit that Ronaldo got, because Ronaldo was scoring all the amazing goals. I prefer to have him in my team than playing against him. I enjoy seeing him on the pitch when he's playing, so.
But in the English media, humanity was his weakness. Every mistake was amplified. Every photo, every night out, every rumor about him was weaponized to use against him. And still, he still found his happiness. He found his joy on the pitch, and he scored season after season. But Rooney's biggest battles weren't with opponents. They were with his own evolution. He started out as a striker. He was explosive, unpredictable, and devastating, but as the years passed, United needed him to play elsewhere. When Ronaldo left in 2009, Rooney stepped up. In that season, he scored 34 goals, and he was brilliant. But injuries kept coming, ankles, hamstrings, knees. The toll of years of playing at 100% were finally catching up. And Ferguson began using him in a deeper role, as a midfielder or as a false nine, or sometimes even out wide. Rooney, he never complained, he just did his job. He became United's Swiss Army knife, the ultimate team player willing to sacrifice personal glories for trophies. And it worked. By 2011, he won 5 Premier League titles, a Champions League, and 2 League Cups. But in giving everything, he lost what made him terrifying. That raw, reckless explosion. The kid from the streets now was fading into a system at United. But at least he was still enjoying the game, which is something that he pointed out. He wanted to enjoy the game, and he hated playing as a striker because it meant that he couldn't necessarily get the ball as often as he wanted to. Now for England, it was heartbreak after heartbreak. 2006 World Cup, red card against Portugal. 2010, he was missing in action out in South Africa. Then 2014, he was too old to lead the team, but also too young to quit. So He would end his international career as England's record goal scorer with 53 goals, but it never felt like it was enough. Many thought that he would reach the 100 mark. Many thought that he would be the greatest player that England had ever seen. And the nation that once called him their savior treated him as their scapegoat. And maybe that's the tragedy of Rooney. He gave everything to England, but England never gave him peace.
For whatever reason, I don't quite know why he doesn't get the respect that he deserves, because I think a lot of people, you say Wayne Rooney and they go, oh yeah, great player, but I think when you start thinking of some of the best players around the country and you go, who are some of the greats to play in the Premier League, his name really never gets mentioned one of the first. Do you know what I mean? People will jump to the Thierry Henrys or the Gerrards or, do you know what I mean, Aguero's, people like that. And then when you say Wayne Rooney, they go, oh yeah, he was brilliant as well.
By 2013, Sir Alex Ferguson retired, and with him, Rooney, well, his entire world changed. Under David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, and Jose Mourinho, he adapted constantly. He had to constantly reinvent himself, and he had to survive. One day he was playing a striker, the next he was a playmaker, then all of a sudden he's a holding midfielder. Wherever they wanted him to play, he always did it, he always shone. And he wasn't glamorous, but he was always dependable. And then, in 2017, the record came. 250 goals for Manchester United, surpassing Sir Bobby Charlton, a mark that no one thought would ever be broken. But this kid, well, he did it. He hit a free kick against Stoke that was curling, it was defiant, and it is definitely unforgettable. The crowd didn't just celebrate, they thanked him for everything that he had done. And because through all the noise, through all the years at Manchester United, Rooney had become a constant. Even though the team wasn't at the level that they wanted to be, Rooney was that special player that the fans just loved. But football moves fast. By then, United had new stars. They had Rashford, they had Pogba, they had Zlatan, and Rooney was no longer the main man. In 2017, he returned home to Everton, and it was a full circle moment. His debut back at Goodison, a 30-yard screamer against Stoke. He smiled, the boy had come home. And a year later, he moved again, this time to DC United in the MLS. And once more, he transformed into a leader. That sliding tackle, then assist in stoppage time became a viral moment. Pure Rooney, pure grit, pure chaos, and so brilliant. He finished his career in England with Derby County. He was the player captain, he was the manager, he was always working, and he was always fighting. And by the time he retired, his legacy was untouchable. He was Manchester United's all-time goal scorer. He was England's all-time goal scorer. He had 5 Premier League titles, 1 Champions League, and countless unforgettable moments in a league that loved him so much. But even with that, Rooney remains strangely underappreciated today. Maybe because he didn't play with the finesse of a Thierry Henry or with the flair of a Cristiano Ronaldo. Maybe because he came from the streets and not the spotlight. Maybe it's because his image wasn't to the level of a David Beckham. Or maybe it's because he just burned out too bright too early. There's a line that Rooney once said late in his career that always sticks with me. He says, "When I was 16, I wanted to prove that I was the best. When I was 30, I just wanted to enjoy football again." And that's the essence of him. A boy who played for pride, who gave everything until there was nothing left to give. He was never just skill, he was spirit. And when you look at modern footballers, they're calculated, social media polished, and afraid to fail. Now Rooney, he feels like a relic from another world. He didn't care about branding or narrative. He cared about winning the ball, scoring the goals, and bleeding for the shirt. He wasn't perfect by no means, and that is exactly what made him so unforgettable. He represented something bigger than goals. He was the last link to an era where football was raw, angry, and real. Watch him at his peak. He was bulldozing through defenses, scoring volleys, tracking back 60 yards to make a tackle, and you'll see something rare. He was authentic. He wasn't playing for highlight reels. He was playing for the raw of the crowd, for his teammates, for the game itself. And when that fire dimmed, the sport felt a bit colder. Today, Rooney is quiet. He's a coach, he's a father, he's still intense, still learning, and still connected to the game that defined him. When asked about his regrets, well, he just says there is none. He did what he loved, and how he did it, he loved it. And in the end, that's all that he ever wanted. Wayne Rooney was not perfect. He was better than that. He was real. The last street footballer, the last warrior of English football. A little kid from the streets who took on the world and left his mark forever. But guys, I need to know, what is your favorite Wayne Rooney moment? Was it the bicycle kick against City? Was it lifting the Champions League trophy? Or was it some of his dirtier moments? Let me know down in the comments down below, guys. And do you think that Wayne Rooney should have achieved more? Or do you think that the English media was way too hard on him? And guys, don't forget to check out the video that is popping up on the screen right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on those bell notifications, guys. And I will catch you on the next one.